What's up, everybody? It's Vicious here, and I'm actually watching a fellow YouTuber's video here, and this is kind of a react. I've only seen like a minute or so of this, and I wanted to comment on the minute that I had seen, but let's get into it. So the YouTuber is Premydaremy. He is a Sonic tuber, and he also has his channel is not focused on Sonic. Sonic, I think, is just his main channel, if I'm not mistaken. Give him a watch. He has some solid Sonic takes. Some are questionable, but you know what? I think it's interesting content nonetheless. So let's get into it. Let's react.
Alright, so as you already know, the upcoming game is Sonic Frontiers, and as these new pieces of information are coming out, whether it's footage or interview
talking about the game, I've been doing some reconnaissance, whether it's my own comment section, whether it's doing polls on my community posts, whether it's looking at the Bird app to see what people are saying about the game, or even other people's videos and comment sections. I've noticed something, and it needs to be talked about, okay? And this is the Sonic Unleashed hypocrisy. I've been letting this shit slide for too long, and I'm frankly tired of just letting it go because it's starting to get really ridiculous now, okay? I know you lot are on that Hopium Copium, that HC gang, but you lot need to keep it in check. So we're gonna get into all of this right now. But if you have subscribed to the channel already, please make sure to subscribe. We are trying to hit 100,000 subscribers and hopefully 7,000 subscribers before Sonic Frontiers comes out. So what am I talking about? Sonic Frontiers, the Sonic Unleashed hypocrisy, right? I'm talking about how certain Sonic fans, mainly those on the Hopium Copium, are defending things in Frontiers that was done already in Sonic Unleashed simply because it's an open zone or whatever. Meanwhile, shitting on Unleashed for doing the exact same thing, assuming that the Frontiers version is being done better, even though they've...
Okay, so real quick, let me tell you how I feel about Sonic Unleashed. I think that Sonic Unleashed may have some of the best boost stage design, like in the franchise, particularly in 3D. I'll say 3D because I never played Sonic Sonic Rush Adventure? I never played Sonic Rush Adventure. I played Sonic Rush though. Evidently, Unleashed is like one of the best design games for Sonic in the boost genre, boost subgenre. But let me tell you this: Sonic Unleashed was like really mixed when it was received originally back in when it released. And this is for several reasons. There are Sonic fans that are old enough now or that have played the game so much and have like showed people and told people so much about the game at this point, because I don't think it didn't do well. I think it did pretty well in sales, but there are so many people nowadays that have played that game time and time again, and they'll tell you, oh, this game is great. You know, this is like the best Sonic game. So the reason why it's so mixed is because there's different types of people that play Sonic. Like if you think that things were like really mixed when it came to Sonic transitioning into 3D, it really got bad in the Boost era, when the Boost era started, because you know, Sonic, there's multiple reasons to not like Boost games for people who love the adventure genre, and there's multiple reasons for classic fans to not like the Boost genre. Just for a simple fact that it's still 3D, I guess. But you know, I'm a pretty flexible Sonic gamer, right? So Unleashed, I don't like Unleashed because Unleashed is kind of bullshit. Like, I never beat Unleashed because I only rented it, but I couldn't bring myself to play it because I thought the premise of how you get to new stages was ridiculous. But keep in mind, Unleashed came out like in 2006 or something like that. I think I might have been, I don't know, I was in my teens in 2006. But I just remember thinking like, man, because you have to get the red rings in every stage, right? You have to get red rings in stages to unlock the next stages, if I remember correctly. Somebody please correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure you needed red rings, a certain amount of red rings to advance to each new stage. And there were red rings in the boost stage and in the werehog stage. Here comes like the controversial part that people will comment on. I think the red ring thing was fucking stupid. It disgusted me from the game. It's like, yo, I can't just play the game. I gotta look for these red rings in this high speed setting. This is coming hot off the heels of the adventure field era, right? So anyway, yeah, I didn't like that, but I dealt with it for as much as I could. Then there came the werehog stages. Werehog stages, really controversial. You know why they're controversial? Because the combat was kind of trash. It was kind of trash. Werehog was kind of silly, and this is the part of the era where we're hot off the heels of Shadow holding a fucking gun and shooting aliens and shooting other Sonic characters, with his red bullets and everything. But there's something about the Werehog was just too cartoonish. It was too silly. It wasn't really cool. A part of me when I was playing with the Werehog was like, why didn't they just put Knuckles in this game? But, there's a whole separate community within the Sonic community that's like, you know what? The only character you should play with in Sonic games should be Sonic. Like, I don't know where these Sonic Puritans come from. I guess they never played Sonic 2, 3, Racing, R, or any other game. They just played Sonic 1, and after they played Sonic 1, they decided that, you should only play with Sonic. And they've gotten their wish for, like, the past decade or so. But that's why Sonic Unleashed was, like, really controversial. Like, it was, the way you progress through the story, you had to get those fucking red rings. The Werehog combat was trash, and the boost genre was something that was like unfamiliar to people. Now it's looked at like, boost is pretty good. I think that there's many people that grew up on boost at this point because boost started back in like 2005 with Sonic Rush, I believe, and transitioned into 3D with Sonic Unleashed, and here we are, in 2022 still playing boost. But anyway,
played
let's listen.
Unleashed, and they haven't played Frontiers. For example, werewolf combat, according to fans, bad. I don't want to be fighting no enemies. I don't want to be a fucking werewolf. Okay, cool. Sonic doing combat in Frontiers, good, because it's regular Sonic, so that changes everything because it's not a werewolf or whatever you want to call it. That makes
his tone here is very weird because he's like saying this like playing as Werehog Sonic was like super cool or something at the time. And by the way, you gotta remember, Premydaremy like kind of grew up on this because like he was younger than me when Sonic 06 came out, and he liked Sonic 06. That's one of the few bad takes I think he has. But yeah, playing as Werehog Sonic, what the fuck is a Werehog anyway? Can somebody tell me that? Is a Werehog a fucking when you turn into a hedgehog because he's already a hedgehog? Is a Werehog when he turns into an actual pig? What the fuck is a Werehog? Like it's just a silly, stupid name. But yeah, playing as regular Sonic is much cooler than playing as Sonic with big arms. Because Sonic with big arms doesn't look cool. He's not an aesthetically pleasing design, So there's that. And there's also the fact that the combat in Sonic Frontiers is actually like a lot better. You can like dodge in midair, which probably has iframes. We've been shown that you can parry attacks. We've been shown that, he has several different special attacks that he could do. He can launch enemies. He can, stomp, get back to the ground pretty quickly. I remember Premydaremy sort of like compared the hack and slash from Sonic Unleashed being the Werehog to Devil May Cry. That shit is nothing like Devil May Cry because it doesn't have the intricacies that Devil May Cry has. Sonic Unleashed, the Werehog portion, is designed like a throwaway. It's designed like something that they just felt like they needed to throw in because I don't know, maybe they thought that the boost stages would go by too quickly. The Werehog stages are the absolute worst part of Unleashed, and if you like them, that's fine. But like, if there's like way better other games that you could like play, you could play. When did it come out? I said it came out 2006. Unleashed came out like in 2007, 2008, something like that, right? Something along those lines. By that time, you had Devil May Cry 3 Special Edition. Bayonetta had came out, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there's like, I'm sure there's several other games that people are going to mention or could mention. But those games are like, cream of the crop at the time. Metal Gear Revengeance came out after that. Like, there's so many things that you could play at that point in time that just dwarf playing as a Werehog. And now Sonic Frontiers, as it is right now, at the very least, I still have my concerns about Sonic Frontiers. I'm going to get it though. Sonic Frontiers at the very least has combat that looks like it was more well thought out. Adding dodges, adding the parry, like I said, adding special moves, and just simply adding like real attacks to Sonic that we know Sonic would do. Something like that the character would be known for, like the kicks that we see. That's something that people should like. spinning around in a circle, doing a spiral like he's Knuckles on like Sonic Unleashed. No. Anyway, let's continue.
Makes it good. Metal collecting in Unleashed. Bad. Bogs the pace of the game down, right? Bogs the whole pace down, right? I want to get from level to level. They're making me collect these medals to progress. Hate that. Force collectibles to progress in Frontiers to unlock cyberspace? Good. Because it's the upcoming game. Sorry. Because it encourages you to explore the open zone to progress and unlock more cyberspace levels.
Let me put some clarity out there for people that don't understand. So remember when I said you had to collect red rings? Maybe it was medals. I don't know, but you had to collect them to advance in Sonic Unleashed. You know the key difference between Sonic Unleashed and Sonic Frontiers? Sonic Frontiers actually has some entertaining, non-repetitive shit for you to do that we know of, right? Like, maybe it's something that you might not like there's some puzzles or something that people don't like. I don't like the puzzles we've been shown so far, but guess what? I like running around as Sonic. You can't exactly run around as Sonic in Sonic Unleashed. In boost games, you have to go forward. And when you go forward, especially if you're holding boost, as like the subgenre indicates with its name, you are going to miss shit. So you have to basically slow down in levels that are intended for you to go fast so you can keep your eye out for medals. Or you have to play as a werehog, because I think the werehog had medals too. You had to go and like just play as the werehog in general, which was unappealing, So that's one thing I want to say to like counter what he's saying, because he's making it sound like, collecting something in Sonic Frontiers in an open space in an open area where there's like actual stuff for you to do, and like freedom to move around, run on walls, and do all sorts of other shit. He's making it sound like that's gonna be like worse or the same as like having to slow down in a speed stage. I think that's ridiculous.
Yeah. So different, so much better than what was already done. Werehog level length in Unleashed? Bad. I want to get to the fun day stages. I don't want to spend 30 minutes in a werehog level doing things like combat and searching for collectibles. Although you could do it much quicker, but that's not the point. Frontiers being only 1/3 traditional levels, aka boost, and 2/3 open world. Good, because I get to spend more time exploring and doing combat and searching for collectibles to get to the next boost level. And don't even get in the comment section talking about Prem, there's puzzles as well, because I did the poll with thousands of votes and it got 0%. 0% of you voted for puzzles, okay? Thousands of votes. Don't act like that is the thing that's carrying the open zone. It's combat and exploration. That's it. You could say platforming, but we barely saw any of that, but that's a topic for another day. Hope worlds in Unleashed. Bad. They waste time from level to level. I just want to get from day stage to day stage, right? Open zone in Frontiers, good. Even though the main goal of the open world, the open zone, is combat and
this is something I want to try and let slide, because I don't remember the hub world in the Sonic Unleashed. Like I said, I only played that like years ago, and I don't remember it being remarkable. Like, if you're coming off the heels of like the Adventure era, like where you had Sonic 06 and Sonic Adventure 1, where you could like just run around in open areas, it's fun roaming around in an open area as Sonic. I don't remember Unleashed being the same way. So let's continue.
Finding collectibles through exploring, aka the
Sorry.
two things you guys hated about Sonic Unleashed. This reminds me of when Super Mario Odyssey came out to critical acclaim, and it was literally made by a lot of the same people who made Unleashed, but Unleashed somehow got way more flack for it because Sonic isn't allowed to do anything different apparently. And I'm not saying this because I don't like Super Mario Odyssey. In fact, I really enjoyed that game. Not as much as Unleashed personally, but I think it was a great game. And the problem is not whether people like Frontiers more than Unleashed or not. I mean, that's not what I'm trying to talk about here. It's more so, I don't know if people are truly defending this gameplay in Frontiers because they actually think it looks so much better, or because it's the upcoming main Sonic game, so they have to defend it no matter what to convince themselves that 3D Sonic is in an amazing place.
Let me say this. This is something that I'll always like praise Premydaremy for. And I know it sounds like I've been like really hard on him, but like honestly, he does have some solid Sonic takes. I think he's the most like I don't know, he's the most even keel like Sonic tuber there is. Like everybody else is just like pandering to Sonic fans, right? It's like, oh man, this is gonna be good, it's gonna be great. At least he's being critical. He's being safe about it. You know what I mean? Or not safe. He's being himself about it, and I could appreciate that. Like, yeah, a lot of people are saying that Sonic Frontiers is going to be the best Sonic game ever, which they say every time Sonic's about to come out. They said that about Forces, and look what happened. Forces became like the new Sonic 06. It's like I think people hate Sonic Forces more than they do Sonic 06 at this point. But I understand. I actually recently went through that whole game. That game sucks. It's not fun. Like, the boost stages don't have intriguing designs. You can just boost all the way through them. Classic Sonic doesn't belong there, yada, yada, yada. But people do that in the Sonic community. And I don't know what to say. You know, like, he hit the nail on the head. People are like that. But I don't think that them liking certain aspects that are improved since Sonic Unleashed, you know, at least from what we've seen so far, I don't think people liking the game for those reasons, make it so they're like hypocrites. You know, if you have a game that has something bad in it and they improve it, then, you know, it's perfectly fine to like the improvements. Devil May Cry 2 famously is like one of the least liked Devil May Cry games. That and DMC Devil May Cry, which honestly I like both of those games, to be honest. But you know, Devil May Cry 3 vastly improved what was in Devil May Cry 2. I'm not going to make a video saying like, hey, you know, they had combo A, B, and C in Devil May Cry 2. Devil May Cry 3 had combo A, B, and C. They just look different. They just like it because it's newer. Like, that's silly. You know, because Devil May Cry 3 was actually a good game. We do need to wait and see if Frontiers is going to be a great game, but that's about it. You know, from what we've seen, it looks like it has a lot of potential, and I'm going to give it a shot, right? And so is Premy and a lot of other people.
Either way, I'm seeing some hypocritical bullshit going on, so I have to call it out. For starters, let's not pretend like Frontiers has combat that has 10 times the depth of Unleashed, as if you could even name 10% of the Unleashed combos on the spot right now. And if you say,
I don't know why I gotta name combos. I think that's kind of a lame point. Like, you know, like, oh, you can't name 10% of the combos. Like, bro, I can't name like 2% of like the moves on Devil May Cry 5, but I know that I like those moves. I can name like their directions. I've watched Premydaremy play Sonic Unleashed. I've seen him play with the Werehog. It's not impressive. It's not something I want to tell people about. He plays Sonic Unleashed. If somebody's looking for a Sonic tuber, I'd be like, yo, hit Premydaremy up. You know, he likes Sonic Unleashed. He's played it. Check this shit out. Like, he does this really sick thing where he like gets this shortcut or whatever that nobody knows about because nobody likes playing as a Werehog. But yeah, you know, like, I think it's really weird to be like, you can't name the combos. Like, bro, I've seen the gameplay. It's not cool. It doesn't look like something that's cool. Like, let's look up good Unleashed gameplay real quick. We are about to witness some Sonic Unleashed, the Werehog, and 60 FPS gameplay from the Series X by a person by the name of Starlight on YouTube. And I don't know if Starlight's a great player, but let's just see. You know, Starlight wanted to take this game out of the closet, dust it off, and play it. I assume that Starlight knows something. I'm actually going to turn this down and commentate over this. Oh, wait, we got to go to this part. Look at how cool like a stage is in Sonic Unleashed for the Werehog, by the way. It's not really. Okay, so I don't know what happened there, but that didn't look all that crazy. Like, this might as well be mashing, as far as I know, right? There's nothing technical here. You know? Like, you know how you play a game and it's like, and I'm not insulting Starlight. You know how you play a game and it's like, well, you could tell somebody's just hitting square? Like, you ever see a Musou game, like the One Piece Pirate Warriors games? That's what this looks like, you know? You can't even tell, like, what is this? That looks like if I had to say there were buttons on the controller, it's square, square, square. And then he hit triangle. But that's actually B. What is this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is the B for? Is it telling him to do a combo? And he was about to start it off again. Let's look at this some more. This is just a 60 FPS gameplay, by the way. Like, I didn't like specifically like doctor this or try to like look this up. Oh, here's a hidden part that Premydaremy was talking about. This is so much cooler than what's in Sonic Frontiers. It's really not. Like, what is this, right? He just went over to like a pot, right? They didn't even look like you could go there. You can move forward while charging it. That's neat. That's neat. It's not that cool, though. So that just kind of looked like a mess to me. Like, he charged a move up and he did a move. That's cool. I didn't know you could do that. But everything else, it was just sort of like, it looked like he was pressing like two buttons and, he just continued to do a combo. There was no launching. There was no air combos, really. He just kept pressing a button and he was just hitting forward and around him with long arms. It didn't look that good. It didn't look like it was good. It was choreographed very well. Now let's look at a game that came out in 2005 that people still make combo videos on. Okay. Now, admittedly, I'm looking up a Devil May Cry 3 combo video, right? And I know I just looked up regular old Sonic Unleashed gameplay, and I'll try and give it the benefit of the doubt and look up like, Sonic Unleashed combos or something along those lines. But, this is just to show you like the potential of like hack and slash games. I could even go to Kingdom Hearts 2. Kingdom Hearts 2 isn't as good as Devil May Cry 3. This game came out in 2005. This came out like years before Sonic Unleashed. Yes, that does take skill to do. You have to mash buttons when you do the multiple punches, and jumping on top of the enemy's head is actually pretty difficult in Devil May Cry 3. And here's the thing. This game is older, and there's a lot going on here. Like, even if you don't understand what's going on here, I'm telling you, there's a lot. This guy is switching weapons. He's holding buttons down. He's jumping off the enemy. He's pressing buttons while using another weapon. It's crazy. This is a hack and slash in 2005. But Sonic Unleashed, while having a version that has like hack and slash platforming in it, it does not compare. It doesn't compare to something like this. And this is on the extreme end. There are other games, that aren't as like crazy as Devil May Cry, but I'm just saying this is the potential, and what we got was what I showed you earlier. Let's continue.
Well, you could just button mash in Unleashed. Guaranteed most games with combat let you do that, if not all of them. But I won't say all because I haven't played every single one. And From Software games obviously exist, but most. But that kind
From Software games exist, but they don't let you mash, but they're not harder than the games that are actually dedicated to like hack and slash when you turn the difficulty all the way up. Which, by the way, totally throwing shade at FromSoft. Put fucking difficulty settings in your games, man. Make it more accessible to players. I've beaten all your fucking games that I wanted to play. You're not doing it for me. You need to do it for your fans.
kind of brute force always results in taking longer to do the same shit as a skilled player, as well as lower ranks if that combat game supports that. Obviously, if the game has difficulty
So
options,
this is where hot gameplay that we're seeing right now, by the way.
Because you get hit and die, probably have less hits before you die. But if you play on a normal difficulty or even an easy difficulty, they will.
This looks crazy, right?
Play Devil May Cry, you can button mash in that too. Doesn't mean you should. You ain't gonna get no triple S stylish with that shit. The same way you can brute force.
You can't brute force your way through Devil May Cry after no, you can't brute force your way through Devil May Cry. I would challenge him to fucking press triangle the entire time without stopping. It's just impossible. Devil May Cry 1, the enemies do too much damage to you. Devil May Cry 2, you might get away with shooting them. I'll say that. Devil May Cry 3, you're not doing that. There are enemies that block in that game. And there are also enemies that explode. 4, you're not doing it in that game either, because there's enemies that have like fail safes against like getting hit too many times. 5, same thing. Like there's several enemies in 5 you gotta think for. Several.
To a platformer that has no lives and plenty of checkpoints without truly getting good. Doesn't mean the game has no depth. Just like you can beat Super Mario Odyssey without learning more than the capture ability and maybe the long jump and the wall jump. But pro players will shit on you with cappy throws, wall jumps and dives, taking shortcuts everywhere. You've seen the way the speedrunners play Odyssey. Aside from like glitches,
I don't care about that shit.
The way that they maneuver through the environment and the shortcuts they take, you know there's depth in that game whether you play the basic way or not. Just because getting good is a choice and not...
I don't like the notion that, you know, taking shortcuts and you know, diving different ways than other players like makes you like some sort of like, you know, I don't like the notion that you're not good because you don't do that. That's fucking stupid. You know, I'll say that. Like I said, he has some solid takes. I don't think that's a solid take. Like, who fucking cares? At the end of the day, you don't need to do that shit to have fun in the game, really. If the game is built well, you don't need to do all that shit. Just like in Sonic Boost games, you don't need to have the craziest, most fantastical set pieces to make the Boost game good. You just need to have a decent design of the stage and make it memorable. Like, yeah, let's see a whale in the background. Let's run on top of a fucking building. Sure, but you don't have to like jump, get boost ringed into like a wall jump, and if you stomp at the right time, you go to like the Earth's core, and then you run up like the fucking crust. That doesn't need to happen, you know. It's nice if it does, but you know, that's a silly notion that you need to do all that to make it seem like, you know, you're decent at the game. Like, you just not get hit. You just not get hit and enjoy the game and tell people this is cool.
Mandatory doesn't mean the game has no depth. It means you chose to play at the baseline level and everyone can see it. This is...
You can the fact that you can play, if you really can play Sonic Unleashed and just mash the same combo, then yeah, that's dead on the game. Like, you made a game that had no depth. Like, I mean, not no depth. You made a game that had you made a very accessible game. I'll say that. It may have depth, but who, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if this is all you need to do, everybody's gonna call the game easy.
That's why I miss the tougher ranking systems with the pre-generations games, because it really put a lot of you lot in your place. Guarantee any of you button mashing all the Werehog enemies were not S rank in Eggman Land. Guarantee none of you who never learned how the hammer enemies and heroes work actually A ranked Final Fortress. If you...
Yeah, but I mean, that's not really advanced gameplay. The hammer enemies are easy.
Understood how the enemies worked, you know how to maneuver them the best. But nah, you were sitting there spamming to get a Team Blast. Maybe even Team Blast glitching, which still takes longer.
I mean, yeah, there are some players that just don't understand. And some of it, like, I would say if you don't know how to, like, get rid of, like, the egg hammer enemies, you're just plain stupid. Because there's, like, basically, and I think it's, like, the forest stage in Sonic Heroes, they, like, teach you how to do it. You gotta, like... If I remember correctly, you gotta like shock them. At least that's what I did. I would shock them and knock their asses over, I think. Or it's something to do with their helmet. I don't remember. The game came out in 2004.
To do than just defeating them the proper way, assuming your ass didn't die and lose your level ups. Like, you have no evidence to suggest that button mashing won't work in Frontiers. None. I sincerely hope for you guys' sake that Frontiers rankings are tough as fuck. Otherwise...
We don't have any evidence, but I think by the gameplay that we've seen, it's choreographed better than Sonic Unleashed. Like, it doesn't have like a bunch of noodle fucking werehog arms all over the screen spinning and shit. Like, Sonic is actually punching and kicking and doing shit that we want him to do. We don't want him to be the werehog. We don't want him to have these frosted tips at the end of his fucking quills. You know what I'm saying? That's different. There's an aesthetically pleasing aspect to this that I feel like he's not understanding.
Otherwise, button mashing is going to be more viable than you were saying it was in Unleashed. In fact, I don't even know if the open world combat even has rankings. Isn't it just cyberspace that does? I don't know. Personally, and this is my personal opinion, I have to agree, I'm convinced that Frontiers has no chance in even touching Unleashed in terms of quality. Maybe in frame rate, but aside from that, I don't know. Only thing you could argue is that Frontiers has better hub worlds or the open zone or whatever. But I mean...
No, I will argue to death that The simple fact that there's like an open world that you can enjoy and you can like take your leisurely pace around and like look around the game for like, you know, the tokens that you need to get into different stages or do different things and like fight these cool looking bosses. Like, yeah, I will wager that Frontiers will probably be better than Unleashed all around, because Unleashed was fucking sad. Bad hack and slash platforming gameplay, good boost stages, I guess. They were fucking weighed down by having to look for medals. And that's the best aspect of the game. Half of the game is bad.
They're fucking better since they're selling as the main focus of the game, but I haven't seen a single cyberspace level that could touch the main acts of Unleashed, except for the ones directly copying the level design of Unleashed and Generations. Most of them are comparable to the side acts at best. The fact that they even have to copy Unleashed and Generations to even get close, 11-year-old game, 14-year-old game, just to get close to that level design, and the open zone is still not showing me enough compelling platforming challenges for me to be like, oh, I'd rather play this or exploring this than some of the really sick platforming that the Werehog had, like the tower and rooftop run night, climbing that, or even the acrobatic platforming was.
You mean that's slow? Look, okay, I don't know exactly what he's talking about, but I remember the platforming and the climbing that the Werehog did. It was slow. It wasn't interesting. Like, if I want to climb something slow or like just move around slowly and like platform, I'll play Metal Gear Solid 4 and like fucking roll over to like the next cliffside or some shit. Like, I don't want, in my Sonic game, I want Knuckles to climb and I want Sonic to run. You know, that's what I want. I don't want Werehog climbing slowly on a fucking pole to like mash buttons on a motherfucker and like have noodle arms everywhere.
Skyscraper Scamper Night. And even those little hub world areas right where the level was. Not like the regular hub world, but once you get through the little entrance gate. Apparently they call that area the entrance stage. Even they had some more interesting platforming challenges than what we've seen so far in the open zone of Frontiers, which has been like rail switch for 3 seconds and then jump into an orange hoop. Unleashed isn't my favorite Sonic game. It's not even my favorite Boost Sonic game. That still goes to Rush. But I just can't stand by and let this Hipocrasy slide. Personally, I'm not even the
I agree with
fan
him.
of
Rush is the best
collectathon
Boost.
Elements, but I
Maybe
can have fun with
Gens.
it if the means by which I can traverse the environment is fun. That means good control and physics and an environment that takes advantage of that. For example, I'd rather be forced to search for collectibles in Spider-Man PS4 or Remastered than say a Ratchet and Clank PS5, because traversing the world of Spider-Man is just way more fun in my opinion. If you want me to invest in finding collectibles in an open zone, but Sonic's moveset is limited and the platforming is based,
I like, actually, looking for collectibles in Ratchet and Clank wasn't that bad, especially when you got the rocket shoes where you could like skate like Shadow.
I'm gonna burn out way quicker than I would compared to when I beat Super Mario Odyssey and I was learning those cappy throws and those.
Me and Premydaremy are like two different people, right? Like, so that's part of the reason, you know. I know I sound like a dick, but like, we're two different people, you know. You guys probably know that if you're coming from his channel. He's a good dude, but you know, some of his opinions are like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like this shit right here, look at how slow this is, bro. I've seen this on so many of his videos. Like, you could tell he likes it very much, but all I feel from this is like seething fucking, like, I just want to click forward so bad. You know, this is the game that this nigga thinks is like gonna like be better than Frontiers. Like, I tell you what, I'm not playing a Sonic game for this, all this shit over here.
Games that did the same thing just to make this game.
Look at this shortcut he's gonna take.
I'm not gonna call it out because this shit is getting fucking ridiculous. Learn to keep the in check, because if I see you lot complaining about combat or collectathon elements on Frontiers post-release, then I'm not gonna have any sympathy, because you lot were acting like it was doing something crazy different from what's already been done when it is not. And
again, so like I said, it's doing something that's the same, but it looks like it's choreographed better. It looks like it's more interesting. It doesn't look like you're running around this fucking slow ass stage. It's funny how he's talking about the stage design and the cyberspace stage design and Frontiers, and this nigga puts this in like a lot of his videos. This is so fucking boring, Premi. Please stop putting this on here, bro.
Well, then shitting on the game after it came out. And it's like, I didn't get no apologies for the way you treated me before the release of that game. Well, actually, I did get a few apologies, to be fair. Some people did apologize for the way they treated me because they ended up not liking Forces. But most people just branded me as the negative hater or whatever and just called it a day. Listen, I don't think Frontiers will be bad. Okay, I'm looking forward to the combat, not so much the collectathon elements, because again, for me to enjoy collectathon elements, I need to enjoy the level design and the movement, and I'm not sold on the level design. Versus Unleashed, where the collectathon elements were not my favorite part of the game, but I enjoyed the levels enough that I was able to tolerate it. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this topic. Do you think there is a Sonic Unleashed hypocrisy going on with people hyping up Sonic Frontiers?
There's a Sonic hypocrisy. Well, there's a hype train going on with Sonic Frontiers that's ridiculous. For instance, I seen somebody say that Sonic Frontiers is going to outsell God of War, Ragnarok, and I'm like, maybe I doubt it, but like, it's good that you think that it's going to do that well. Honestly, I think that Sonic Frontiers is going to do well in numbers because of how well everybody's been receiving it. Even though they haven't played it yet, there is some fishy shit going on with Sonic Frontiers. I agree, but the hypocrisy, I wouldn't call it hypocrisy when it looks like a definite improvement. Like, I don't need the game in front of me to tell, like, after watching the last Sonic gameplay, like, you guys want to see this last Sonic Frontiers combat that we had the privilege of seeing? I've already showed this on the channel before, but here's some Sonic Frontiers gameplay from Gamescom. I hate this side loop shit. It's slow, it's clunky, it looks stupid. But other than that, look at this. Look how cool this shit is. Don't know about this UI or whatever, but so special move 1, 2, 3. Sonic doing spin balls and kicking, something that he's known for, right? And what's this right here? Let's look at the combat here, because it's not just homing attack. Did a homing attack, did a loop-de-loop, did a kick. He probably could have dodged. Not everybody that plays these games is like the best person ever, and this is just like a demo for them. Like, I'm just happy they got this far. This is cooler. Sonic has done shit like this before. He's made Sonic waves. This is just like a powered up Sonic to me. It's not Noodle Arm Sonic. It's a Sonic that actually does shit that Sonic does. Personally, that's how I feel. Okay. Let's go to the next fight. See, I happen to think that this is fine. Like, the fact that you have so much control and can move over all this space, I do like this. Look at that red ring that you didn't have to pick up to go to another stage, by the way. As you can see, there's a path down there. There's a path up here. There's a path above, a path below. Like, this is not bad stage design, if you ask me. This is the best gameplay that we've gotten so far for Sonic Frontiers, and it gives me a lot of hope. He was going into a wall run section. This enemy right here isn't like the coolest enemy ever. Look at that. He did a punch. He did a stomp. What else is he gonna do? I don't know what his combo looks like. I'm hoping like it's mostly kicks or something. So it was like punch, kick, kick. So it's like punch, kick, kick. That could be better. I wish it was like punch, kick, kick, kick. But even that is like cooler than what we saw, right? Like, because it's Sonic and this is Sonic shit. He's doing the spin ball. He's doing stuff that we would have imagined when we were younger. Nobody ever imagined the fucking werehog, except for furries. But that's it for this video. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think this is even going to reach Premydaremy. And Premydaremy, if you made it this far into the video, if you did watch it, I'm not trying to hate. I just am providing a different perspective. And honestly, like I said, I think you got solid points. You're like one of the best Sonic tubers, I will say, in my opinion. And I think that you've been solid on a lot of your points on this game. But I think that you like Unleashed for certain reasons that I think most other people don't really care for, in contrast to like what they like in Frontiers. They like the stuff in Frontiers because it's updated, better choreographed, playing with regular Sonic, wide open space areas to like go and find stuff and do stuff in. Plus, you're gonna mod this game. I'm gonna mod this game. It's gonna be crazy. Let me know what you guys think. I'll catch you later.